let me get it's really kind of confusing between the two, so I apologize. A bit scattered right now. Let's see, agenda.
Can I introduce myself first?
Yes, please.
I'm Scott Hall. I'm a new town board member.
Oh,
So nice to meet you. So I wanted to come tonight because I wanted to understand I never attended one of your committee meetings before, and I wanted to understand what your committee does more for understanding what we're doing at the board.
Thank you so much for
that's great.
joining us.
Yeah.
We don't usually get a lot of visitors, so.
I figured as much. I think it might be a little bit. So I know Justin
Didn't you know Justin?
because he's a neighbor of mine.
Oh, very nice.
We should mutually introduce each other then.
Yeah, feel free.
So I'm Pat Venezia. I'm local to Canandaigua since 1986. And my side gig is I run a land surveyor's office for the past 35+ years. I'm the office and the land surveying business, family business.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'm Edith Davy. Not much to say about me, but
It's very interesting.
I've been on this board since its inception. I'm sure that if there's a, age out time, I'm way past it. Because I was one of the original members. I worked for Soil and Water for a long time for Cooperative Extension, and I taught school before. I'm
Awesome.
church organist, and I live over on New Michigan Road. Currently burning all of the buckthorn, and I have chainsawed out.
That's a good idea.
It's all
Way to
there.
get rid of it.
Yeah, it will not sprout again.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm Kim Burkhardt. I'm the chairperson. Let's see, I also work here for the town.
Yep, you emailed me.
Yes, I do.
We haven't met in person yet.
Yep.
Yes.
I do quite a variety of things here, but I've had a colorful background, started in IT, and I've worked various nonprofits, including like Sonnenberg Gardens and for the Friends of Ganondagan. So I have a lot of different experiences, and glad to have you here.
Awesome.
So I'm Corinne Hatch. I'm the secretary now for ECB and Ag. I've been doing planning board and zoning board for a few years. And so Dan recently asked if I'd like to pick this up. And so the second meeting for me.
Perfect.
Gary or Mark, would you like to?
Yeah, hi Scott. I'm Gary Kokersberger. I've been on the board for I guess four or 5 years now. I'm a retired geriatrician, but I've always had interest in environmental issues. It's a great group. We're very productive, I think, and have good ideas, good suggestions we make to the planning board and the zoning board.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Mark Deutschlander. Sorry, my camera's not working right now, but gosh, how many years have I been on? 2 now?
I think so.
Couple, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I'm a biologist. I work at Hobart Windsmith Colleges, specializing in ornithology.
Cool.
Thanks.
You should see my Cooper's hawk that's been trying to eat the birds at the bird feeder.
That's the that's a circle of life at bird feeders.
Chance to take. I'm Jim Berger. I've lived in the town since 1979, except for a 2-year stint that I moved out to Bristol and then moved back. So I live on Dugway Road, and I've had a property maintenance landscaping business most of my adult life.
Awesome. So you all have a great variety of experiences. That's fantastic. Your work came up in our ordinance committee meeting on Fun Day. So that was also one of the motivations for coming to hear what you all work on for me. Because the hope is that you're working on a native plant recommendations for
We're hoping to,
form-based, permitting.
okay. We're hoping to get to more things this year. Last year was really, really busy. We were having meetings with like 10 applications for us to review, and we weren't really having a lot of time to talk about much else. So we're hoping to make some of those recommendations and come up with some different lists and
Well, I just wanna listen and learn, so please do your thing.
There are already a couple of lists of native species that the tree committee and trees and shrubs that are native that would certainly be applicable to that.
Yeah, I know Mike was planning on working with your team and being
Yeah.
able to have some references for some of the
Yes.
development work.
so let's see. We will actually have to get a flag in here. I'll have to ask for that. Because if they're gonna hold meetings in here, they should probably.
No,
have a flag.
we're doing a pledge,
What's it?
our pledge.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess you could bring one up on the screen, maybe.
Could. Okay.
We used to do that during COVID, didn't we?
Yeah, we used to do that. I'll have them get a flag though.
yeah,
There really should
that's
be
fine.
one in here. Let's see, approval of the minutes from last time. I just need a
Seems
motion.
good to me. So move.
A second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much. Let's see. Mike, did you have anything from the development office that you wanted to share?
No, nothing at this time.
Right. Town board, we have our town board representative here.
Excellent. Yes.
And ordinance committee, I'm sure we'll be getting things from them. So let's see. We'll do our organizational things right now. Did anybody have any updates to the rules and procedures document? I had sent that around. I can bring it
I
up.
printed it out, but I didn't thoroughly read it, admittedly.
A lot of words.
Lot
No,
of
it
words.
is a lot of words. Oh, second. I'm gonna have to share.
I did not really observe much, any
Anything
changes.
No change.
Uh-uh.
It's been pretty good for us. I didn't
Like
have
we-
any changes.
No.
So if I'll make a motion that we readopt our rules and procedures.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. We also need to vote on our secretary.
Maybe we
Green-
just
Green
need to
Hatch.
applaud her, yes.
I make a motion that Green Hatch will be our secretary.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye. Absolutely.
Thank you, Green.
Thank you very much.
And we need a vice chair. You have been the vice chair so far.
Yeah, yes, in charge of vice, how about that?
Do you wish to stay vice chair?
Why not? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I make a motion that Edith is our vice chair.
You second there?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I've never had to function.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Now we have something else to vote on. Two standing committees. I let's see, I asked about it because they weren't reappointed at the town board meeting, the tree team and the open space team. And I let them know that we would be happy to take them under our wing. And I think part of the reason that they weren't reappointed was they couldn't find where they were originally, the original resolution for these.
Oh, I see.
So, because John Felbo sent me an email today and had let me know that they couldn't find the original.
So when they surface, will that be?
No, we're going to make them standing
New-
ECB
Okay.
committees. So what we'll do is we'll just
That will be fine.
move them underneath the ECB and they'll stay just as they are now and doing what they're doing now.
Good.
How can I find out more about the tree committee? I guess I'm not.
Just come.
Well, I guess I'm not, you have to get
Yes.
me more information.
Dennis Brewer has been the chair of it. We tour.
And he can stay the
He
chair.
can stay the chair, yes. We tour the town properties, parks and cemeteries that the town is in charge of and assess the health of the trees.
I should be involved. I should be more involved.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
and observe things like trees that need to be removed because dead ash is a huge problem in some places where it
And they
may-
don't stay up very long.
No, they
die.
don't, and the ones that are near playground areas or heavily trafficked areas, we consider those
Mhm.
hazards that we want, and so we notify the town through the minutes. We have made recommendations about things at the parks that would enhance the trees or just everything that's there. And of course, we are looking at invasive species because there are many, many, many
Mhm.
of these.
Mhm.
And we're just concerned with the health of the trees. We know that they're a big investment. And when you find empty water bags.
Yeah, there's
around
things
new
that aren't
plantings,
happening.
things that aren't happening, so we report. We have
Yeah.
trees that are cabled that need to be inspected again, one of which is over at playground at Onanda.
But we have a new parks guy, so we're
Yes,
hopeful that
and
he will
he has
be
been
more
he's been very involved
receptive
and
toward
very,
suggestions.
yeah,
Yeah,
and really interested and has attended the tours when we go around them,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
it's
same.
good.
And your reports now would become part of our reports.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
um
Yeah,
so
I've been
I
doing
think
minutes for all those for.
yeah, I think it will be
Okay.
a good thing.
Well, sometime I should just be tagged along and then
Yes,
go with it.
We'll make sure that you're notified
Okay.
and
Yeah,
you're
no, I think
absolutely free to come.
Yeah,
No,
I know trees.
Yeah.
I can identify trees even in the winter.
Yeah. We are starting a heritage tree project where we are wanting to put signage next to the really old or important trees,
Hmm.
some of which are in cemeteries, and try to make sure that they aren't damaged with
Right.
lawnmower disease or, you know.
The big
the
one.
lawnmowers sometimes knock into the tree trunks.
Yeah.
Or
Take
weed
bark.
whack.
They're done.
So they're done, yeah,
Yeah.
well, a few years back, we found black plastic around all of the trees and shrubs.
Mm.
And they were dying, of course, because they weren't getting any water or any gas exchange.
Mhm.
Oh, so things have improved over the years, but we tend to tour and take a
Yeah.
look at what's
Okay,
there.
well,
And look
yeah,
at the
that-
species and recommend things that we think would work well.
So for official members, there's a limit of 2 ECB members on the subcommittee. Otherwise, there would be a quorum.
Okay.
But
Okay,
you're
well,
always
no,
welcome
that-
to attend. so.
Yes, and comment, that's right, and that's good enough.
But that is one thing that
Oh, I
it
didn't know
is
that.
is a limiting thing, but
Didn't know that.
and there's already 2 on it.
That doesn't mean we don't need a sex.
Yeah, no, you could stay.
Just go, learn to go around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would love trees.
Yeah.
But and then the open space committee, they this last year they worked on updates to maps with Labella. Because the idea is they want to send out a flyer, which they created the previous year, to residents that have, some important property. And so it would be things like sharing information about the land trust and different ways that they could conserve their open space. in that flyer. And
PDRs and things like that.
what's that?
I'd say purchase of development.
Yeah,
rights,
yeah,
PDRs. Mhm.
And so those updates, the map updates went in front of the town board in November, October, someplace. Oh wait, it was even earlier. I think it was September. And the town board said that they wanted Labella to make some additional updates, and then that hasn't gone forward from there.
Okay.
So we're kind of waiting on that. We were waiting for that to go forward so we could like get busy on the mailing portion of it, but we're looking maybe in February to get together and set up some new ideas while that other activity is kind of pending still. And so, and that has a couple people on it. Has myself, has Gary. We're looking for more members, but has Gary, it has the planning board chairman, and then it has a person that was the planning board chairman on it. So we have a small group right now. And so we've kind of moved that just underneath us as well. So I will make a motion to create a standing tree team subcommittee.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
Perfect. And I will make a motion to have a open space team standing subcommittee.
Don't move.
Seconds.
Gary, move.
I heard Gary from the
Gary.
Great
Gary.
Beyond out
Yeah.
there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. So, thank you all. I think that will be great. It will kind of feed into our comp plan goals.
Yeah.
And so everything pretty much stays the same with them. They do what they're gonna do.
Okay, great.
So let's see. I think that's it for our organizational stuff. Did anybody have any other organizational things? I'm thinking sometime we could, if it winds up getting too busy in the meetings to do like, take like the materials that the tree team has put together and put together some other stuff, we could maybe create a subcommittee for that and meet separately for those things. Because sometimes this meeting seems really busy with referrals. So it might be a great one to get you involved with.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's start with our referrals. Did anybody visit any of them?
I'm very familiar with that property.
The Titchener?
Yeah.
Mike, did you want to give us an intro to this one?
Sure. When we looked at it originally, didn't see anything that stood out. And then Mike Murphy pointed out, he said, well, the slab that they're putting that generator on is a lot bigger than 15 square feet. It's actually like 54 square feet. So that is what the variance is needed for. They're using a very large generator pad. So it has nothing to do with the new law, letting people have generators. It's the accessory structure that it's going on. The pad is very large. So that is what we have an issue with.
This is where they're going to put the generator.
Correct.
I got confused because I'm like, these blue bubbles here are like calling my eyeballs, and I just totally missed that the generator was going to be
Okay.
there.
That's where all the power comes in to that point.
So Jim, you said you were familiar with it, the property.
Yeah, it's far enough away. The only thing, like I said, I was concerned about was the neighbors there, whether they would, not like a generator that close to their property, because it is right on the line there. And I did contact the Twombly's via text, and he responded back that he he didn't seem to know anything about it. He would check in, but I haven't heard anything back from him, and obviously you haven't heard anything, so.
That's quite a distance.
The huge generator, 150 kilowatts. I
Wow.
actually,
So I was wondering.
Noise, is that going to be really noisy?
That's what I was
Maybe that's
concerned
why
about.
they put it way over there.
That's
maybe.
probably.
But see, it is, but it's
But
not
it's
that far from the neighbor's
it's not.
No,
house.
it's closer to neighbors than it is.
But
to
like I
me.
said, that's where all the power comes
Yeah.
in right there,
I see.
so.
Uh,
Well, I didn't see it, maybe I missed it, but I didn't see a landscaping plan in here, and because this is in the scenic view shed, they will need some landscaping around it. I saw it noted in the application, but
mhm.
perhaps,
They will landscape it probably completely.
what I was gonna say is maybe it's a condition for, because this is a variance. I don't believe it's going to the planning board, so maybe the ZBA could condition it with extra like shrubbery or something
Mhm.
between it and the neighbors to try and help buffer some of the sound. So maybe the landscape plan needs to be in before they go to the ZBA and kind of try and beef
Yeah.
that up so they can kind of baffle some of the noise a little bit between it and the
Something
neighbors.
like cedar or whatever that has a
Yeah,
lot of.
there's a lot of
low
deer, a
growth
lot of
and-
deer,
Yeah,
so that's gonna have
Yeah.
to be taken into
yeah,
consideration.
well,
Lot of
they may
deer.
have to fence,
That's what
the
I'm-
landscaping if the deer are munching, but.
So then I'll have to
But
get a-
they
get a
really
permit
need
to do
something to
that.
buffer the sound, it's,
Yeah,
those things,
Especially
if
if it's
that's
that big of a
that
generator.
big, it's noisy.
and I think it was propane or gas, whether you have natural gas there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be my suggestion.
Yeah,
I mean it's probably in the floodplain or something like that. Mike, do you know?
If it's in the floodplain, let
Yeah.
me check,
I don't think it
My
goes up
Z-
quite that far.
Anthony said it wasn't.
It wasn't.
I think I looked at, there wasn't, they showed the line
Yeah.
where the,
Okay.
where the flood, I think it was outside of the.
uh,
So
It
I
had-
think the house is in-
actually-
They
the
just
house is in-
redid all the maps though.
It's-
last
it's
year.
in the national
I think the
wetlands.
house is in the flood.
it's a
It used to
national
be, but
wetland.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the national wetlands, it's in the Q3 floodplain, and it's in the 100-year flood zone.
Okay.
Okay,
When did some of those go into effect, Mike? Just recently, the newer stuff, right?
Yes.
Like after the house was.
Oh, yeah, yeah, after the house, yes.
These are the new mappings.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, has there been some tweaking to the ordinances related to generator placement? Recently?
Not to the
Changes?
placement, but to the fact that they are allowed to have them as you don't need a variance now for like a second accessory. It's more of a necessity, so.
All right.
But placement's still the same. You can't have it within certain footage of a window, an opening, the building. It has still, all that still remains the same.
Okay.
So like I said, I think the landscaping is going to be a critical component to this. And there's a lot of things that they can use.
There is a hedgerow, there is some shrubbery, and I think there's a little clump of lilacs right there. And then that whole, with a red line on the neighbors, that there's like a buffer all the way along there. So
Yeah.
there is some,
Yeah,
there is
that's
already
good.
is
They
some,
want some, yeah.
So,
Maybe if we turn down the photo,
oh, sure.
that might help.
Just a second.
If you're able to.
Yeah. I gotta say it's a little weird for me like to have more than one computer here.
Sometimes we'll pull up the photos so folks can get a feel for, you see a map is a map, but when you see the picture.
right.
128 feet, what does that mean to
Perfect,
you?
right,
Yeah.
you can
Well, the
really,
three-dimensional.
yeah, clicks
Yeah.
better with the photo for a lot of folks.
So Jim, the neighbor was unaware that a generator was going to be going in?
That was my impression. I texted him to just see if he was aware of it, if he was having an issue. So that was good. My biggest concern about the whole thing was whether he would
Noise.
complain, yeah, there's
Yeah.
noise, 'cause it was right close, pretty close to their house.
Yeah, it is.
And he texted me back and just said that he wasn't aware of it and he was gonna check into it, and that's all I heard.
Normally.
Well, that's
A lot of your neighbors.
That's what I was, that's what
A
I,
variance, yes, it's a
For-
500
If it's a
foot.
variance,
Yeah.
then yes, you would get a letter.
yeah, so I was
They may-
surprised. They're in
Th-
Florida, so,
Yes.
no.
We're an early meeting, so they may not have gotten it yet.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
right.
Mhm.
So
So can we
What's that?
zoom in on where that?
Petitioner's Point,
Yeah.
what's it about? 4 miles?
Well, can
You
you pull
can-
it up, the greater picture here?
Yeah.
What's it near? What are we saying?
Foster,
Yeah.
right before Foster Road.
It's a little ways down.
yeah,
Mhm.
So there's looks.
There's
like a
the
hedgerow
gully.
there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
pretty thick
But
hedgerow.
between the neighbor and these people, there's a hedge.
I take care of this property.
You do.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I'm assisting.
Yeah.
I'm doing it more for a favor than
So
supposed to be
if we
retired,
go
but
to
people won't let me.
See, there's
Yeah.
the loop, it's on the
Yeah.
border.
That means that you were good.
So its
Right in
placement
Well, there's
is like
property
right in
for sale
here.
there on Tissue's Point, and I said, once the property sells, I'm going to, completely retire. But I'm taking care of almost the whole point right now.
Very nice.
Still in the saddle. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if deer are a problem, maybe they could use something like
There's a lot of.
dogwoods.
Yeah.
Dogwoods
Maybe.
are really shrubby and they grow quickly.
Mhm.
And they're not there in the winter.
They're
but
not
that
terribly
won't-
palatable to
The deer
yeah.
browse
They
them,
browse
but
them,
they
break
come back.
but
yeah.
they bounce right back from it.
Yeah.
Like I want to say a juniper, maybe it's not a juniper. There's an evergreen shrub that's real, like coarse and spiky but it's an evergreen.
Would have to
It's not a
be,
juniper.
maybe
is
more
it?
like a native cedar.
Something
Yeah.
that they might not munch
what I
on.
was
They've got a pretty sharp,
cedar
Yeah.
myself.
but
Yeah.
they'll still eat them. They'll eat
Yeah.
holly. They'll eat hollies.
Yeah. So, but if they do
They
something,
turn carnivorous, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I-
you know where you are, Scott, then?
But I think the landscaping plan being submitted
it's a good
before
thing,
yeah.
the ZBA would be
That could probably be
important
helpful
point.
for them. too.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they'll do
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
necessary. It's not like it's a money issue for these people.
No.
They're,
No.
um,
Mhm.
yeah.
they're doing an extensive amount of landscaping around the property, all native, very native, and they're gonna probably have very little lawn, and the lawn they have will be more like clover and
Yeah, they were going for all the natural.
natural set.
Very nice. Very nice.
Have the whole herd of deer.
Yeah,
Yeah, and rabbits,
Oh,
my
yeah,
lawn,
what's
I've sewed down to clover.
Rabbits,
It's
I've
great.
never had any trouble. 35 years I've lived in my house, never had rabbit problems till this year. And they're going after my shrubs
Yeah,
with the bark.
well, bad winter.
Mhm.
Did anybody else have any suggestions for this one?
No, I never
No, I
even thought
think
about that.
You should share the electricity with the neighbor when there's an
There you
outage.
go.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think they have a generator. Twan.
Yes, we'll invite them over if the power fails.
I ran a 15,000 square foot building with a generator that was a loud generator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
they are
bet,
loud.
I'll bet.
I know the generators here aren't that quiet and they're I don't know what it compares to this one.
Well, there's the property just down the way that I take care of. And that generator is really loud. It's very loud.
Yeah.
And I guess they put a different muffler on it, but it's still. So, that was my concern. Just,
And that might be something that they can share if they've got specs on how loud it is.
it said 72 decibels.
did it? Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean,
But-
Not bad at
yeah,
all.
no, I didn't
No.
think so either. That's more like a truck driving.
Yeah. No,
Not
that's
even that.
Oh,
So, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I know, that's when it's brand new.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But I'm sure they've done a good job with a lot of the equipment
It's getting
getting
better.
quieter.
and whenever they're having it serviced, the service people should be careful not to like spill any fluids
yeah.
on the ground because they are in a close proximity to the
Yeah.
lake
Mhm.
and the stream, the creek. So it is something that they will want to be aware of when they're doing that.
Extra care. Mhm.
I saw where they're doing geothermal. There was some reference on one of the site plans.
Yeah, they got a huge geothermal.
Yeah.
They were there for like a month drilling
Ah,
boreholes there.
yeah. I wonder if they're
Yeah, they're
considering.
very, very environmentally conscious people.
Yeah.
Very,
Oh,
very much
that's-
so.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah,
They'll do some solar too, maybe.
Mhm.
So, and we always suggest native species for their landscaping. So,
Yeah, they've got they've got some really nice trees. There's some old oak trees.
excellent,
Mhm. Yeah, you can see
very nice.
the shadows.
Any additional? Alrighty. We will go to the next one. Mike, did you have some information on this one?
On, let's see, 3407, yes, they want to fix the dock and the decking and everything. They sent a lot of pictures in with this. It's falling apart. It's getting dangerous. So they are looking to repair all that, but at the same time, it's gonna take up more space. They're already over on lot coverage, and they want to go even further. So obviously, it's got to go to the planning board first for recommendations for the variance, and then to zoning board, and then back to planning board. But that's the work they're doing makes sense. It's old and it's falling apart, but they are expanding a lot.
Mhm.
Tim,
Very detailed plan.
Yes.
Very detailed.
Landscaping, a lot of pathways.
Mhm.
Now they're
Can
gonna
you hear
go
me?
through DEC and all that too, right? Because
I saw that reference that
if
they
they're
were,
changing the wall, they're gonna have to get a lot of
Mhm.
so the DEC, they're not just changing the wall, they're putting in like riparian plantings. They're trying to make a more natural looking shoreline there.
Looks like Mark was trying to see if he could be heard.
Oh, Mark, did you have
Yeah,
something?
Kim, I just wanted to point out, I don't know if you noticed, but Jared Lusk is on Zoom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
I
we
didn't.
usually will take those cases first, so they don't have to sit with
I
us.
can swap. Sorry, Jared. I've got this kind of minimized right now.
Yeah, I thought you might not be able to see that. So
Yeah,
We
No,
didn't see
couldn't.
that.
No.
I'll come back to
Guys,
this.
I'm driving, so I'm gonna go on, take the video off, but I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. I had missed that. If you
Sure, I
want to
can
give
see it
us an
equally.
introduction to the project, we'd be happy to take that.
As you know, Verizon has been pursuing, I think you may recall, Verizon has been pursuing a wireless telecommunications facility on County Road 8 for the better part of a year and a half. And the process has been long and tedious. The planning board had us look at 3 different locations on the original farm field and had us move as far east as we could on the lot to a parcel. And again, we'd repeatedly thought about moving on to the adjacent parcel as it owned by Catalpa Acres LLC. Originally, when we were exploring the search area for a tower, Catalpa Acres was unresponsive, and while they did respond, they were disinterested and stopped responding when we were inquiring. Catalpa, while our application was pending before the planning board for the original location and the 2 subsequent potentially new locations, our landlord sold this property to Catalpa Acres and moved to Pennsylvania. Upon his acquisition of the original farm field, the Catalpa Acres said, "Look, we see you have a lease. We'd like you to potentially relocate to our adjacent parcel where we explored it originally." So it's been quite a bit of a process, but we finally came to a lease agreement with them. It's essentially the very same project that you've reviewed before. It just moved to the adjacent parcel. Instead of being in the, I would say, in and amongst the farm field or adjacent to the farm field, we have relocated at both the planning board suggestion and at the landowner suggestion. We've located the tower into the tree line to shield the base of the tower, the visibility of the tower from the adjacent residences along the road. So it shields the base of the tower by the trees that are roughly 60 or 70 feet tall. And again, to minimize the overall visibility of the tower and the tower compound to the extent that you can limit the visibility of a 120-foot tower. It's certainly helpful, less visible. So again, it's out of the middle of the farm field. It's where the planning board wants us. It's again, I think it's a resolution that I think in the surrounding residents, as best we can tell at this point, prefer this location over the original 3 locations. So not a lot to the project, 120-foot tower with a compound with the equipment at the base of the tower. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And I see that you've tried to put it as, as close as possible and still have like the tree cover around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Looks
mean
like it was a well-selected site.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And the limits of disturbance, where you're clearing trees is
It's certainly
small.
minimized,
So
yeah.
and this would allow the farm owner to make better use. I know that was he had come to one of the ag committee meetings when we were reviewing the third choice and or third choice again. And yeah, he was not happy about it being in an active agricultural space. So I think this would be good for
Yeah, I
his
think it
farming
is.
operation.
Not going to cut up the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll have a driveway here that
Mhm.
he could potentially
Can
use.
access if we needed it, yeah.
Actually, I think the driveway's there. I don't think we're putting in a new driveway. We're extending a little piece
Oh,
of the
okay.
driveway.
Oh,
But
Right.
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a farm lane. It's not really a driveway. I think I want to just be clear.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I've done
I don't have a lot of
Looks great.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great
I-
great spot.
Yeah.
Commend their choice, yes.
Yeah. And I would look for the ag committee to have additional feedback. Some of the ag committee members, their family actually used to own property around here, so
Mhm.
they'll have a lot of feedback for you. So
I have a quick question just for us, not for Jared, but so if the planning board has recommended this and they're delivering on what the planning board wants, why do we see this again?
because we might have some other feedback to give the
Okay,
planning board.
okay, all right, fair enough. I'm just curious. I'm just wondering from Jared's perspective, like if the planning board's asked for it and you're delivering or whoever, just in the future if this were to happen, I'm just sort of thinking about
Yeah.
the flow,
Well, I mean,
the workflow. But that makes
yeah,
sense.
Seems good.
it's cutting down trees and stuff like that, and I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
but it seems rather minimal. Definitely a lot less than some other projects we've reviewed.
Yeah.
Any ornithologic concerns about high towers, Mark?
Oh, no, not these.
They don't have blades that turn.
I think our only comment would be that we think it's well placed in the site.
Mhm. Yes, I think they got it as far, far enough back that it's going to be shielded by the trees
Mhm.
and as close to the entrance as they can. I think it was a good spot.
I know visibility was one of the things that the residents in the area had talked
Yeah.
about a lot, seeing it. So hopefully this will
Yes, I think this will
work
be good.
work for them. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
See you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll go back to the other one.
Yeah, sorry about that change. I just didn't.
No,
I
thank
just
you.
thought Jared was on there and I was like.
I'm glad you noticed.
Thank you. With one screen, I kind of have to shrink down the Zoom window. So
Yeah.
um so yeah, DEC. I saw a note in some of their application materials talking about that there would be DEC
Army
approval
And they-
and Army
Yeah, they
Corps.
got their
Building
just
late.
the, what do you call it?
The
The
JD?
jurisdictional determination done already, yeah.
Okay. But I saw they had a lot of native species in their landscaping plan. I saw that they were trying to take out the invasive things. So they said flowering pear. I assume that's calory pear.
Yeah, calorie pear. Oh.
And which is terrible stuff.
Yeah, I drove down there and looked I didn't walk around the property, but
And I saw that they were taking out Norway maples.
yeah, not good either.
So the
Photographs are really good.
which
Yeah.
one? Let's see.
There's like, and then she's got notes on photographs, which is helpful.
So the biggest issue really with this, other than is the variant for lot coverage.
Is that because of the hot tub pad?
There's a lot of, because they're expanding just about everything.
The trails
It's getting,
and things?
yeah, and it's I mean, it's not going up by a lot, but because they're already over, it makes the difference.
Yeah.
That was, I noticed that.
Well, we pretty consistently suggest denial for any overages,
Expanding on a non-conformity.
especially.
It's already oversized, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I noticed that they had a lot of impervious cover noted on their plans. It didn't seem like they were over by that very much, so if they could modify something, take out a little bit,
You could see that repairs are needed.
yeah.
I know that.
But if they could modify it and reduce it, then they won't need the variance. And they can stay with what they have for coverage right now.
Yeah. Looks like there's quite a lot of paving around
It-
there.
Yeah, looking at their plans.
Maybe some of that can come up.
I say if some of it came up, they would be
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Because I think they were only over by,
Like
It wasn't a lot. It was
1.1.
It wasn't a
yeah,
lot,
it
but-
it wasn't a lot.
But
Yeah.
like you said, they were over the
They're already-
25%,
yeah.
already
Yeah.
over
Yeah,
the
they're already
25%.
over. You cannot.
Yeah, the architect wrote a
recommend-
really nice explanatory letter. The intent that was well worded, I think,
But I mean, maybe
but it's still over.
just making their patio just a smidge smaller or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just,
It would
yeah,
work.
no, you really can't approve of them expanding on something that's already oversized.
Yeah.
You know, there are
Correct.
things they could do.
And I put it in our recommendations that, these are really self-made hardships.
Yep.
They are things that impact drainage and thereby lake health. And the lake is drinking water for 70,000 people. So, I mean, it is What?
I say it's probably closer to 80 anymore.
Could be.
Mm.
I got those numbers from Mike Murphy, so.
Yeah, well, I know that's the standard number.
So,
but it's-
so I mean, it really makes it hard to say yes
Yeah.
to any of that.
Well, I think we can recommend that they minimize hard surfaces in order to meet
Yeah,
the need, to match what they already have,
Hold
yeah.
The present on.
yeah, recommend denial of the variance, and if they just modify their plans a little bit, they could
Yeah,
probably,
it wouldn't really take a great deal.
No.
Mhm.
um,
We probably did the design and then found out that
Yeah,
it was already
yeah.
over and then they were like, well, let's
Yeah.
just take a chance,
Yes.
try and get it through and.
but I mean, I like some of what they've
Yeah,
done with
oh,
that
yeah.
naturally look.
It's a great
and-
design,
It's a good
Yeah.
design, it's just.
as long as they do everything they say they're
Yep,
gonna do,
yep.
so that's always something that has to be.
That is something that
Has
when
to
the
be-
plans are signed by the planning board, they're supposed to
Follow
get,
up
We're
on.
pretty much
Mhm.
obligated.
and if they
And-
really deviate from that, then that forces them to have to go back to the
Right.
planning board because they'll get a violation from code enforcement,
Mhm.
so. So there are kind of checks and balances in there for that, so. But I kind of like their, what they were proposing.
Yeah,
Um,
they were doing with the lakefront, they were trying to do some natural
Yep.
landscaping along there to.
that will
Yeah,
that
it
will be a
should-
nice.
Should
nice
improve
thing.
the view.
And I think
from
even if the
and
lake
everything.
flooded, I don't think that it would, the type of landscape it was wouldn't necessarily be destroyed by.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
by
be
high
that
water.
damaged, Yeah.
but one of the things that the homeowner's going to have to know is the regular maintenance for those, those lakeside plantings there. And they also made reference to some buffering, landscape buffering to mitigate stormwater. So the homeowner's going to need to know how to maintain
Mhm.
all of those places, short term and long term. So I mean, if they have like plants die and things like that, they should
Have to replace.
yeah, they should understand what they need to do for that. So
With the type of property, it looked like they probably have a landscaper that.
probably,
maintains it.
yeah.
So,
But I mean, this is something that the planning board can make sure that, that's like in the plans and stuff, notes for that stuff. So
There's not much you can do after everything's said and done. You can't necessarily go back and 2 years later and say, well, we're just checking to make sure everything's still alive and that you're maintaining.
no, but I mean, if there's something that gets reported or noticed by code
Right.
enforcement and it's a real,
Then you got an issue with it.
yeah. I mean, they're not going to go out and look at things generally. Somebody
No,
has to
probably
say something to
Probably
them.
not a good idea.
So, but I think most of these people try and,
Yeah, if they're doing the plan like that, they're planning
Yeah.
on maintaining it to.
we've had trouble suggesting like rain gardens because some
Yeah.
people
there's
in,
maintenance involved, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so it is one of the things that I always try and make sure I put it in the requirements when I send those out that they need to understand the maintenance.
Mhm.
So it's not just mowed over in a year or two. So,
Mhm.
but, did anybody else have any comments for this one? Gary or Mark?
No, it just, seems that they should be able to keep within the overage they already have and not expand it further.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a small ask, but on already, variants are already over.
Okay. Very good. Let's see. That was it for our referrals.
Okay.
I like it when it's a shorter agenda. The newsletter's going out next week. Mark's gonna send me his bird article. And if anybody has anything else they want to send, I'll have room.
Maybe next month. I thought maybe long in the spring that I will do one on wells, water
Oh, nice.
wells, because those are not well.
That's
Not
good.
well understood, yes, well.
I thought you said whales. I'm like, that's a new one.
Yeah,
I'm trying to-
so I
trying to up my bird articles.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mark, what was that?
I thought she said whales, and I'm like, is she trying to up my bird articles?
No, that's my grandson, yeah.
No,
20 minutes
so
out.
yeah, I got your email about the bird articles, so you get some nice click throughs and stuff because I put the pictures in and I link them to things. So
Yeah, I appreciate you adding that in. So yeah, it's nice. So, and I appreciate you consistently allowing me to be late.
It's okay.
I'm always late now. So
It's all good. But if
Thanks.
anybody's got anything else that they'd like to share, I even put now a little section of links in. So if there's like an article or something you think
Great job with the newsletter.
Thank you
Yes,
very much.
nice.
yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
Even without my article, it's great.
And display case.
I put up hemlock woolly adelgid and
Oh, nice.
protection. It's up there.
Yeah, I
Excellent.
took the class at Onanda.
Yeah.
Went up and
Yeah.
and I've been up behind my house scouting.
Yes.
Found some, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's really
pretty
easy to
widespread.
spot this time.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah.
ideal. Other than all the snow in the
Yes.
trees, you gotta
Yeah.
the snow. Oh, look at, they're loaded.
Yeah.
It's just,
No, the real threat of it is actually to erosion in the gullies.
yes, yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the,
And you're gonna address that with your
well, if
'Cause if people
what they're
know-
seeing, yes.
right, but I mean, if they understand
Yeah,
how
they
serious
understand
this,
how it is,
it's
yeah.
not, this is not the ash borer, this is something
This is,
bigger.
yeah, it is. It's very much harder to treat.
And I just saw there was some quarantines for the oak blight in certain,
Oh.
so that's another
Yeah.
thing that's gonna be
Yeah.
haunting us.
Yeah. Actually, I could put up
Oak
the oak
wilt,
blight
oak wilt.
display again.
So
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's in the area. And
Mhm.
I think Bristol and South Bristol,
It
they had some on the golf course, I think.
Mm.
On
Bristol
golf
Harbor-
course.
at Bristol
Okay. I
Harbor.
know they've had it before and it blew across the lake and was found on
Yeah.
they say
Middlesex, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
only to prune oaks off season.
Right,
That's
like,
right.
in the
But
winter,
right
but
now.
right now.
Right
it's-
now,
Yeah,
never in the summer.
right. Because
you know,
it will fly.
Maybe I'll look to see because I think you wrote an article on that. Maybe
Mhm.
I'll rerun that
Yeah,
this.
I'll do some
week.
looking into that a little bit,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
some of the.
Yeah.
It's really,
You know, I've got the app for the hemlock woolly adelgid. You go up and you find a tree and then,
Yep.
you know, you
Yeah.
can put all this information, then they can get a
they've got a
catalog
yes, yeah.
of where the spread is and how serious it is.
Did that IMAP invasives?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've seen the pictures of the Smoky Mountain National Park and how the hemlock death there is just,
Yeah. Well, Hemlock Lake there's
Horrendous.
nothing left on Hemlock. They're gonna have to change the name of the lake, I
I
think.
know.
It's horrible.
I haven't been over there for a couple of years. I guess I'll have to go look. My daughter and I walked
It's
around
hot.
it on Thanksgiving Day one
Yeah,
time.
I go there.
And I
like it.
saw
It's a
the.
great place to
the
canoe and
Belgian,
kayak.
you know, and it was-
I know one of the environmental people at Gadondagan, and she works for the state, and she talked all about it. And one of the big things with the woolly adelgid is it killing the hemlocks, other than just erosion, is the heat of
Yeah, that keeps
those.
it cool. The
Yeah.
gully's
It keeps it
colder.
Yeah,
cool.
keeps the gullies
Cool.
cooler.
And then if these trees do die, and eventually they're gonna fall into the gully, and that could cause some flooding issues and
But these are like trout streams,
Yeah.
and
That
the
helps.
water feeds to the lake.
Really,
so-
the only thing
Yeah.
that will replace them would be buckthorn,
Buckthorn.
yeah, right.
box elder,
Right.
you know, things that are adapted to poor soils and.
Cause I often wonder what
Yeah.
will be the will take its place. I mean, there's a lot of oaks in there, but it's not gonna work.
That doesn't, no, that they're not a good replacement.
Right.
And it's an open invitation for invasives.
So
Ah,
not good.
sad.
But I'll rerun I'll rerun your Oakville
Okay,
article.
okay.
That
good.
would be a good,
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a good time to do that.
yeah.
Let's see, did the tree team, they're
The
quiet
tree
right
team
now,
is
right?
dormant right now. Yes.
No, they're leaving.
We want to leave right now.
When Dennis gets back from Florida, we
Very nice.
the saps will run then.
The saps will run.
Well, if you wanna send out a note to the tree
Sorry.
team,
It's funny.
if you wanna
Yeah,
send
I
out a
will,
note,
yeah. I
cause
can,
now
yeah.
they're part of us.
Yes, we'll notify them that we've been adopted.
That's nice.
So, but that's all good, cause it all is all
Yes,
good
I
work.
think they'll be happy.
So, any other things that people wanna discuss?
No, I actually had a great gig with the middle school, careers, etc., with recycling, and had a great deal of fun, and I've been invited back for May. So
Nice.
Very
that was
nice.
nice, yes. And her class that she said was going to be terrible, and you know, they were great. They were. It's fine. Yeah, it was really good. I think I will try to emphasize more about the sources of things, because they knew all about trees and paper. They didn't realize, you know, that stuff can be recycled 7 or 8 times, and then fibers won't stick anymore. But they didn't know about the mining, and they certainly didn't know about the plastics. So we discussed petroleum and that particular cycle, and why some things can be recycled and others not, and about markets and all of that, and you know, of course, glass and soda ash, and the electric demand when you make aluminum.
Oh my, yeah.
Yes, which of course one aluminum plant would like Detroit, you know.
Yeah.
It's which so you know, we're competing for electricity with these places, and recycling aluminum saves you 95% of the energy. So
No, you had a snow day in there.
we had
I was
snow day.
supposed to go on the snow day with you, but
Yes,
that
I know, I didn't get to composting because we were all entranced, and the time was.
I had sent
limited.
the teacher some handouts for
That's
that,
good.
so
Oh, that was good. Well, I appreciate that.
Yep.
That's but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Well, since we have a board member here, and this is kind of environmental related, is the landfill. When that closes, I'm concerned that we're not gonna be ready for that. And that's gonna happen fairly soon, and
2028.
yeah, that's gonna be, it's not far down the road, so I mean, what's gonna happen?
So I'm still learning about that right now. I know that the previous board was going towards following the county planning. So I don't know if I don't have all the details of that to say that was the right decision or wrong decision, or we should change course.
You do it as a town versus a county?
No, to follow the
Follow
the
counties,
lead of the counties.
to follow the lead of the county.
Yeah.
So I'm still.
I mean, it is a big thing. Everybody needs to be participating.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, so yes, it's on our radar, but not, and yeah, it's gonna be a significant.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm willing to pay more in taxes to get rid of my garbage when Casella's taking in huge money to bring in stuff from
Far
other
away.
far New York City, and
don't understand why that
Yes, for
is.
fun.
Where else money?
Well, you can see the little landfill that's still, it's the original one, that little big dinky one there. And now you've got this huge one, and that's been what, in the last 15 years since that's expanded that big?
Yeah.
So it shows you that we should have our own, shouldn't be taking everybody else's, but.
It was leased out and the corporation is going to be looking for the most money. they
Yeah,
can
yeah, of
make.
course.
And that's,
The
it
things
was
you have
not.
to deal with.
Well, and in
a
house
public
shipping deal,
utility.
there's a lot, it's complex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
complex.
And they're talking about, well, do more recycling. Well, the recycling thing's a mess now too, because nobody knows.
Got to
Yeah.
have a market.
Yeah.
You have to have a market for it. It's a tough thing.
I mean, they've come to the point where they say the plastics are better off in the landfill where they're out of sight, out of mind and safe versus trying to move them and they're blowing off and they're ended up in piles where they end up in the oceans and so
Mhm.
forth. So,
I know, well, you are breathing microplastics as we speak.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yes,
everywhere.
Which we did.
And we're all
talk
guilty.
about it.
We're just as guilty because we use these products and
Well, I try escaping them.
it's hard.
You can't.
It is
You
hard.
really can't.
So my background, my degree is in packaging science.
Oh, God, there you go. You got, there you go.
Good.
We're talking to the right guy then.
So I have experience with, you know, all of these materials and how they're made and why they're made the way that they're, and how they're used and why they're used the way they're used. So,
There's
yes.
something for the newsletter.
So, yes, that
We
would, we will,
learn more from.
yes, I think that would be.
Always happy
So
for
when you start talking about soda ash and, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
polycarbonates and
You
even
know,
whatnot, yeah,
You know
exactly.
these, yeah.
You know, and there's a reason why certain polymer and, you know, the sevens are the worst,
Oh, yeah.
you know, because
Yeah,
they're,
there's such a mix.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know,
And they all
and, but
have
the
their own-
market is the
yeah.
biggest issue,
Yeah, the market is really the problem.
so.
Mm.
So, yes, this is a concern of
Okay.
mine
Yeah,
as well.
and I'm just thinking, it's not that far off. So-
No,
You know-
it'll be here before we know it.
Right, and I don't wanna get strapped with saying, oh, we're gonna have to pay $50 to bring our garbage up and, or whatever.
When I first started working for Cooperative Extension, I did a little research at this historical society and looked at some of the newspaper accounts way back. And the supervisor of Seneca Town, where it was located, said, well, it was never going to be more than 3 feet tall. Like you could farm right over the top of it.
Way back when I like that.
Oh,
It is fun
Yeah.
to read some of those old articles.
Yeah.
It's comic of something.
Well,
But then also history
it
repeats
was
itself.
optimistic, it was optimistic and everything changed. But I have seen that place snow capped when nothing else was.
Hmm.
Same with Seneca Meadows. They are huge.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if I can make a pitch, we are having a town hall meeting
Oh,
after the March town board meeting. And the intent of this town hall meeting is to hear from townspeople
Mhm.
about what they're concerned about.
Okay.
It is meant to be a dialogue with,
About, in general, not just the landfill.
in general.
Hmm.
We want to have communication with the townspeople, so. There's gonna be some rules about speaking and whatnot, but obviously, you know, for good order and whatnot, but the idea is that we wanna have more of a dialogue than just a simple privilege of the floor.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's,
Yeah, that could get a little out of hand.
bring it up.
but the idea is that we want to understand, we, the whole board, want to understand what the townspeople want
Mhm.
and what their opinions are and why.
Mhm.
So you may get questioned if you have things that you're asking about, you know, to understand more, but. You know, I mean, I'm sure you have a reason for whatever you'd be bringing
Mhm.
if you were bringing it to it, so.
Well, that's actually good for me to know because I'll make sure it's in the newsletter.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
I know we discussed, or we mentioned it in the last town. In the organization meeting, and then it may have been just in the organization meeting, but that
Okay.
same meeting or
All
two
right.
meetings that we had, it got discussed, so.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
You
it
wanna
is.
go with me? That's sure.
But be careful what you wish for on that one. You might get overwhelmed.
You know,
Maybe you could have something like where people could submit something ahead of time, so you're kind of prepared. Somehow, so people aren't just coming up, I want.
I mean, I'm hoping, maybe I'm naive. But I feel like, people, if they're that, well, one, if they're that passionate about it, wow, maybe, there's a bigger issue.
Right.
But the idea is, that if there's a lot of people, well, then that means there's a lot of things that should be heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully, it be done in a way that is very productive.
Mhm.
That's the goal.
Yeah, and putting a timer on the comments certainly.
Yeah.
No 20-minute diatribes. Gee.
Well, and the goal, the idea is that we've got some rules, but
Yeah.
we don't want to stifle, but we also don't want to have, as you said, a diatribe.
Yes. Some people can take one simple subject and expand on it way more than we need to hear.
You will probably hear a lot of environmental topics.
Mhm.
I know the CAP group, we haven't met in a while, but we did a survey in that, and that was the top, was natural resources of things that were important to people. So I would expect there'd be a number of environmental topics.
I mean, it's a very reasonable thing with the lake and the
Yeah,
land
right.
and the watershed. These are all important.
Oh,
They all,
definitely.
it's an ecosystem.
Mhm.
And if there's anything that you want us to help with or anything, let us know.
Appreciate that.
Always happy.
You might have to have it in highway barn. It's gonna be big. Seriously, it could be a big turnout, you never know.
Yeah.
March knows, right?
Well, when is this gonna be in April?
March, after the March, board
Yeah.
meeting. So we're gonna have it in 2 phases, so we can finish our business in the meeting and then to have the follow-up.
We'll
Well,
look
that
up
will
the
be-
calendar.
that
Ask
would be
Don.
really interesting.
Don to get more information, or maybe John has the information. I know,
Yeah.
well, I know John has the information, so,
Just going to the calendar right now.
yeah.
So the town board meeting, is it the 16th, or there's another one that says town board presentation workshop in public forum?
That one is, I think, the one.
That's it.
Okay, so it's the one on the
Maybe I'm
20.
getting it wrong, but I was in the same meeting. But that sounds right, the town board presentation workshop in public forum.
So that would be on March 23rd, if that's the one.
You'll have to forgive me if I got that wrong, because there's been a lot of stuff, there's a lot of things flying at me lately. We're learning a lot, and it's been like drinking from a fire hose.
I will follow up on that, and so I make sure I put that in the newsletter, because that would be a nice thing to communicate.
And was that Gary who said to be careful about the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand, Gary.
I see that one goes till 9, so I'm guessing that probably is the one.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So very nice.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to, in terms of managing that, if it's really crowded, about like once a topic comes up, to make sure all the topics come up in a productive way rather than getting stuck on one.
And that's the goal. And unfortunately, since we haven't done this before, the first time, I mean, we may stumble a little, depending on how many people, show. We could have nobody show up too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not during school break or anything.
As long as weather isn't
But-
an issue, I
Yeah.
think you'll have people show up.
Yeah, hopefully by that time, the weather should be good.
The board is mainly listening. Is that in that situation, right?
Well, the goal is that we would be able to ask questions as well. So if we want clarification, that we can, it can be a bit of a dialogue without having, as long as it's productive.
It might be worth thinking about an external mediator, right, to basically run the meeting.
Interesting idea.
That way, if you not somebody from the board, because if you get a situation where it gets tense, right? If it's somebody from the board then who has to sort of end that in a way, it could be seen as it might just not look good on the board. Where if it's an external mediator, like somebody,
The facilitators, yeah.
yeah, facilitator doesn't. I'm not saying pay for an expert, right? I mean, there are people who do that for a living. But maybe even just somebody who's not on the board but works in the town or something. I don't know. You might have to think about that. It's just something that popped in my head.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yeah.
And I hope nothing happens where you would need that, but if it does, it's just it's handy to have.
I think when we had the joint boards meeting, I think Matt Horn from MRB did some of the facilitation. So
I'd probably be a good.
yeah, he might be a good resource.
Was that the one we had here? With
The one where we were drawing on maps?
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
that
Our
was
coloring-
a different. That was Eric Cooper there.
Oh, that one. That was our coloring session.
Yeah, that was our coloring session. But yeah, we had one where it was all of the different boards, and we were just talking about different issues and stuff like that. And Matt Horn was the one that was facilitating, so it wasn't one of the board members doing it. It was him.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Like I said, maybe I'm not being naive. I have a lot of faith in the townspeople that we're not going to have an issue, but I appreciate your feedback, and that makes sense.
Very nice.
You'll be
Diverse.
collecting information on problems, concerns, but not really offering solutions at that meeting. This is more, checking the
Correct.
pulse of the community.
Correct. It's more to understand, where people are. And as you said, if there's a lot of environmental concerns, because that's the nature of the area, then, that's good for us to understand.
Yeah, I think you're going to get people who are passionate about what they're coming there to talk about, and that can always lead to high emotion.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. Well-intended high emotion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which translates into poor behavior.
Hopefully it doesn't, but yeah.
Make the up a little bit, I suppose.
So was there anything else anybody had?
No.
Did you?
No, I appreciate your accommodating my questions and my presence, and hopefully I didn't.
You're always
extend-
welcome.
Extend your meeting too much. by
Good that you're
having questions.
getting involved.
It's been a long time since we had a town board member here.
Yes.
Well, I love to hear what you're all doing. I think the environmental portion of everything is important to consider. As I said, we have watersheds, we have the lake. The lake is a very important asset for all of us for many, many reasons.
Yes.
So, and the discussions about some of the invasives is important to consider. The maintenance, the tree maintenance is interesting. That's great to hear more about what the tree team is doing.
We got blue-green algae issues in the lakes that we are becoming possibly more and more of a problem. And that all relates back to the watershed, probably.
Yeah, it's complex.
It's all connected.
It's all
But
connected,
yes,
yeah.
And I think that's why, again, we were talking about when you talk about development and plantings, and really interesting to hear you talking about the planting plans, and when they're being concerns about floodplains, and it's not a simple one thing. It's a,
Mhm. Yeah, water comes off through gutters, it bubbles down driveways and patios and goes downhill
Except
to the lake.
everything, yeah, well, it
Yeah.
goes, that's right, and there is this very large underground watershed that nobody pays any attention to.
Mhm.
The groundwater moves toward the lake, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm really interested in hearing your article about well maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to,
Oh, groundwater is that well, that's right.
the ground is,
It's pretty soaked
depleted.
right now, yeah.
no, it's pretty
It
depleted.
depends, yeah, it's snow right now. so
Right, we'll
it's-
see how it
it's-
plays out in the
will-
spring,
a
but
lot
the
of
lake
that will
level was really
supplement,
low this
yeah,
year.
Yeah,
And I have two wells on my property. One I used just for the garden, and that went dry. And I'm like, it never went dry in all the years it's been in there,
Yeah.
30 years. And
it was a
Yeah.
really dry summer. It was
so,
really
and I think it's
tough.
still
I was,
indicators I see
Yeah.
on my property. I think it's still we got a ways to go to get the water table back.
well, people don't in general understand wells. They think
No.
it's coming up from down below when it's actually coming down from up above.
That's a great way to put it.
Yes, I will never forget going out to a lady who had a daycare and she kept getting E. coli reports in it, you know. And I kept talking to her about, how to shock it, and it'd be okay for a month and then it was bad again.
Mm.
So I finally drove out and she had a goat tethered to the wellhead.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
It didn't take long.
To solve that problem.
Well, she didn't know what the thing was.
Mhm.
It was just a white pipe with a blue cap sticking up out of the ground.
Yeah.
She had no, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I have an ultraviolet system
Yeah.
on mine to,
Yeah,
because I'm basically my well, it's a spring.
I
It's
see.
only 4
Well,
feet deep.
the springs are always.
Yeah, so
suspect,
you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
We always drank it out of there
Yeah.
for years and years, and
But you get
now we're
accustomed to it, yeah.
that's not a good idea.
Yeah, I did a survey of springs in the county one time. I got a little grant and I collected water from all of the public springs. I asked the town highway departments if they knew where they were, because I thought they probably would. So many of them said, oh, well, there's one here and here and here, but I don't use those. I get mine from some different spring. There was one out of 16 that was potable.
Mhm.
One.
When I was in Maine, we lived in a village that had a gas station that had leaked
Mhm.
and contaminated the wells of all of the village property.
Oh, God.
And we had to have, one of the previous owners got legislation for a spring house. And there was a publicly owned, or a community owned, customer owned, water utility.
Mhm,
So we had a water board
mhm,
for our water.
mhm.
Mhm.
Well, so much of it is hidden, it was,
Farm runoff,
yeah.
especially with the size of these dairy farms now. With the amount of manure that they're dealing with, and you put it on the fields, and that's all good and good, but all you need is a deluge or something.
Oh,
And
I know.
at the bad, it's always, I always say life's about timing, usually bad.
Well, they need to empty those lagoons in the spring because they are full from the winter. You don't want to spread it on snow because that is
Right.
destined to melt and run off.
Yeah.
And so you put it out in the spring and that's when you get the
Yeah.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's of course just before the crops would grow. But you're right, that is
That's
huge
that
amount.
Hobart seminar, one of them was talking about the farm over there in Hopewell, and they've got all the
Hope, yeah.
and the piping and the methane generators, and it sounds like it's they're really trying to address that manure thing.
Yeah. We milk 5,000 cows 3 times a day.
It's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
Well, they've got all their Fairlife up there. They're making demands of, they want a lot of milk.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a dairy cow at the height of lactation, when she's eating the most and is producing the most milk, produces 100 pounds of manure and urine a day.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
yeah, one cow, you're talking two,
5,000.
5,000, yeah.
I just need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
I,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
No. It's all good.
Planning ahead is stuff with things nobody wants to know.
I know.
It's too hard today. My knees are really